Hello and welcome to Intro to PowerPoint. So we will have another lecture that comes after this. The lecture is going to be about recording, pre-recording your stuff, and yeah, so we'll get into that after this lecture. So let's get right into it. So when you start a PowerPoint, this is what it should look like, or it'll look like this. So this is where you can start. You can choose a pre-made from new even. You can choose a pre-made template. You can search online. Like it says here for templates and stuff like that. And that's kind of how you'll outline your presentation. Opening past ones, um, info, save as, print, share, export, all that good stuff. So, oops. So, why do we need PowerPoint? We need PowerPoint because we need to portray in a way that is engaging to our consumers some information. And nobody just likes somebody monologuing. They want something on screen that they can look at, and so this really helps engage consumers, and it helps um, portray that information a little bit better. So to start your presentation, all you'll need to do is start with the title. Title for this one is going to be training. So on the home page, we're just going to stick to the ribbons that we really use here. So on the home page, we'll have our new slides where we can put in new slides. Typically, I just use the title and content, header, body, and then in the body you can put in tables, graphs, charts, whatever you'd like. Um, so that's how you start. Uh, we also have all of these things. So this is also, if you'll notice, if you did notice there, sometimes it's a little finicky. There you go. So it's got my alignment stuff here. So after I highlight, it comes up with this quick menu where I can change the alignment of things. I can change um, the size of the text. I can change the text type, whatever it is from here. I can make it bigger, can make it smaller, all that good stuff. Which is basically all this is up here. And then bold, italicize, highlighting. You'll use the highlight mainly just for editing other people's works. Then here's all that other stuff too. Bulleted lists, numbered lists, line spacing, all that good stuff. We don't really use shapes. We don't use quick style stuff. Then we've got dictate. This is all just for languages. So again, it's not really something we get into. All the ribbons are completely customizable, especially the home tab. Um, you'll do that through the settings or the options. So you'll come all the way down here to options, and then customize ribbon, and you can kind of choose what goes up there. So next we have the insert tab. The insert tab will be your second favorite tool next to the home tab. It's got the new slides again. It's got tables, so you can just click here, choose the size of your table, and it kind of puts it in. And you can kind of choose where it goes from there. Pictures, you can insert pictures from the internet, from stock images, anywhere. Again, we don't do shapes too much. Text box, you'll be probably inserting a good text box or two. And then you can just, you know, blah blah blah. You can write whatever you want in there. Um, for the header footer, we don't use header footer very often. You can if you'd like. It's just not very important in a PowerPoint. I would recommend using header footer if you're going to print it off, because you get the page numbers and then it'll help organize. And then word art. We use word art every once in a while. It's generally pretty unprofessional, so I'd probably stay away from it. But you can use it, and it does sometimes look very nice. All this stuff here, this media stuff here, we'll get into that in the next video. So now for the draw. Drawing, you can pretty much, draw. You can highlight on stuff if you'd like. We don't really use the draw very often. Usually if you want to highlight something, you use the highlight function because it just looks a little nicer. But, again, we do edit each other's documents quite frequently, so there's nothing wrong with using the draw. Next we have the design. This is another very important one. You can kind of change the design layout here. It does generally change, so you can tell especially there. It kind of changes where the boxes are, at least by default. Your text boxes will remain in the same place. As you can see, this beautiful conglomerate of letters up here has been staying in the same place the entire time. But yeah, you can choose your design there, and then it's got some more elaborate stuff over here. Cute, kind of implemented my words there. So next we have transitions. We don't really do a lot of tacky transitions. Um, Probably try to stay away from them. Things like this, like the morph and the fade, those are nice. This is distracting. Things like this. I'd probably try to stay away from anything too distracting. Like it's a little much sometimes. Some of them aren't too bad. That's a little much. Or they have some really, yeah, that one's the craziest. Yeah, you'd probably want to stay away from something like that. But something like this, it adds a little bit without being over the top. Yeah, those are fun though. Same thing with animations. Animations, you can assign items or text boxes. Kind of a crazy function. Oh, that one doesn't really do anything. Yeah, you can do something like this. Fly-in is actually very often used in float-in, but something like that, the split or the wipe shape, it's just a little much. Typically, they're just a little over the top and they're a little unprofessional. Um, Slideshow tab. This is where you'll start all your presentation stuff. So you can present online. You can make a custom. You can go from the beginning. Kind of clock it. Oh, there we go. Ooh, look at that. Our words are in. So it's nice to get all your stuff down, and you can rehearse timings to see how long you take on each slide and all that stuff. Review. This is all your spell check and stuff like that. And then view we don't really use. Help. If you ever need help, it's not working right. This is where you go. And that's pretty much it for what we use. So basically, in conclusion, you can kind of do a lot with PowerPoint. There's a lot more here as well, but just not a lot more that we need or that we use. There's a lot of functions here that are helpful, but they're just a little bit above what we need them for. We're really just trying to get our information across in a nice looking way. So, if you have any questions, you can contact IT or your manager. They should know a lot about Microsoft PowerPoint. Um, or you can contact Microsoft themselves via the help menu. Thank you for tuning in.